What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is MissSheleathaMaxine, and I hope you stay a while. I guess you could see that I am in rollers, in a robe, but here's the situation. So I decided to start this new segment called Rollers and Real Talk. So during this segment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be answering questions, you know, whether it's about life, relationship, sex, friendships, whatever the questions may be. I can't wait to see what the response is. So I hope it's, you know, all thumbs up. I'm going to leave my email right here, as well as put it in the description box, so you guys can, you know, send me questions and I'll answer them honestly and from my point of view. My opinion is not law, so if you don't agree with it, that's fine. I asked Snapchat if, you know, if they had any questions for me or whatever, you know, about anything, however many questions they want, and, you know, I'll let them ask me questions. So let's just jump right into that. Okay, so the first question is by Lioness X 908/Jen. When did you fall in love with makeup and why? I fell in love with makeup probably at the age of, what, 15? This one time my aunt, my favorite, and one of my favorite aunts, but this one I really admired, like, completely. Everything she did, I wanted to do. When she was 18, got her tongue pierced, I got my tongue pierced. She got her belly button pierced at a certain age, I wanted my belly button pierced at a certain age. Like, it was crazy. I idolized her so much. She got married at 19, I wanted to get married at 19. Didn't happen. That one didn't happen, but you know, that's a work in progress. She came to visit us, and at this time I think I was like 16 or 17. She brought her makeup, and my aunt is very particular about her makeup. She uses all organic makeup, and this is the first time I got introduced to Bare Minerals. So, you know, she showed me how to put it on herself, and I think they went out for something, some type of an outing, and I dug in her makeup purse and did my own makeup. And I guess you could kind of say that was the first time I fell in love with it. One of the main reasons why I fell in love with it is because it truly, like, enhances your natural beauty, obviously. Smooths out the lines. Any imperfections or blemishes makeup can take away. So, you know, not so much change you into another person, but just enhance that natural beauty that God gave you. So when I put it on, and it's so crazy because I did a full face and didn't even realize it, I was just literally imitating the exact steps she showed me. And, you know, I guess that's when I fell in love with it. Okay, so next question. Have you ever been terminated from a job? How did it happen and why? How or did it affect you? Yes, I was terminated from a job. This was my first official job. I worked at Windsor. If you're familiar with, you know, women clothing stores, Windsor is like a, kind of like between, like a middle, you know, it's like upper class, low class, but it's like a middle class type of store. You know, they're very dressy, they have casual items, and let me tell you right now, Windsor sells. I have never bought a better sale than Windsor. Whenever their stuff is on sale, it's always the good stuff, and it's like super cheap. My first job was Six Flags. That's a story for another time. So because of the distance and because I just wanted to work so bad, I was 16, I was also in a workshop, kind of, and a lady had emailed me and said, you know, these are the places that's hiring in the mall. If you're familiar with Jersey, you know Jersey Gardens is the mall. Everybody goes to Jersey Gardens. So when they said that they were hiring, I put in as many applications as possible, and Windsor ended up calling me back. They called me back maybe 2 days after I put in the application, and I loved it. It's a clothing store. What woman, young woman, would not want to work in a women's clothing store? So, you know, it worked out. And I liked it, but I definitely felt like it was only about maybe 5 or 6 employees at this store, and I definitely felt like they had a bond that, like, you know how you work a job and it's like the vets and then it's the new people, and I was one of the new people. So I actually got hired with another girl, and, you know, we kind of clicked a little bit, but you know, we just felt like we wanted to fit in, and I didn't feel like I was fitting in, to be honest. But I was still showing up to work. I had a sense of responsibility and independence, and I had just got my first car, so it was everything to me. I didn't last very long. I lasted maybe 2 months, maybe 2-3 months. It wasn't long. I ended up getting terminated because they said that I wasn't I cannot remember the exact word she used, but basically I wasn't performing well. They wouldn't train me on the register. I had to be there for a certain amount of time, so I was just on the sales floor, and I guess my numbers weren't where everyone else's was, so they ended up letting me go. And when I tell y'all, this was like worse than a heartbreak. This was my first real job and I'm getting fired. You know what I mean? Like, way to go. I wasn't down on myself for too long, because as soon as I got fired, literally that same night I was putting in applications. A week later I got an interview at UPS. During my orientation I got a call back from Sam's Club, and I took Sam's Club. It wasn't too bad. It was definitely a bittersweet type of deal, because like I said, I wasn't comfortable from the beginning, but I just tolerated it. But to be let go definitely hurt, but then I was like, you know what, I don't gotta deal with the mean girls. So it worked out. And how did it affect me? It definitely made me look at retail. It gave me a whole new perspective on retail. First of all, let me just tell you right now, I respect any and everybody that works in retail. It's not an easy job. It looks fun, but it's definitely not an easy job. And me being let go definitely was kind of like a realization for me. I realized that I'm not on top and I'm not the SHIT. You know what I mean? There's some things that I need to tweak, and I thought I was growing, but I wasn't. And you know, I guess you could say that I learned myself. I'm not a salesperson. Like, I can't sell nothing. Now, if you put me behind a computer and type up an advertisement, I'm great with that. But in terms of me trying to persuade you to buy something, I'm not that great at it. And I guess that's what it let me know. So it didn't affect me too much. If anything, it just motivated me to want to do something better. So let's go to the next question. This is not so much a question. I guess this is a question, but more so advice. Mendez Family 41 said, I want to know steps to get over a long 7-year relationship. Why do I feel like this question was like just so right for me? Let me tell you, Child and I have been together for about 7-8 years. And we were in that moment where we did not know whether or not we were wasting each other's time. And to me, Child always seemed so sure, but me, I wasn't sure. I just felt like we weren't moving at the pace we were. So we ended up taking a break. Maybe like the 4th year I knew him. We just completely took a break from the relationship. Now, the crazy thing about that is we still stayed in contact every day. So it was like we were broken up, and I would make sure he knew that every time I spoke to him. Like, he'd ask me where I'm at, who I'm with, and I'm like, you're not my boyfriend, it's none of your business. But couldn't get rid of him because we were on the phone every day. How to get over a 7-year relationship? I will say, keep yourself busy. Always occupy your time, whether that's with your girlfriends. You know, my greatest advice would be, do not jump back into anything too soon. Give yourself time, learn yourself. Definitely stay occupied in the process, but learn yourself. It is hard work to get over any relationship, especially something 7 years in the making. Definitely stay busy. Find a passion. If you don't have a passion already, find a passion. So try to get your mind off of what could have been, because sometimes that holds us back. And I don't know your situation, but if it was bad enough to break up, it was probably an unhealthy relationship. So I would say try your best not to think of it. I know it's hard, it's easier said than done, but try your best not to think about what could have been, because if it was meant, it would still be. So my advice to you would be, do not jump back in another relationship. Be more involved with your girlfriends. You know, go on a trip. You know, do things to kind of clear your mind, so you're not constantly thinking of this breakup, because it is a hard thing. Now, you're human. It's going to cross your mind a couple times a day, but do not let it get you down. You know what I mean? We're strong by nature. You know what I mean? We're the givers of life. So I feel like you're definitely capable of getting over a relationship. Keep yourself occupied, sis. That would be my best advice to you. Definitely stay occupied into something. Now, this is a relationship that you know, probably it was like that one small thing that broke you up for good, and you was like, you know what, I can't do it anymore. If it's constantly on your mind and you feel like there was a lot of wrongs that you could right, or that other person could right, in your heart, you know, in your heart you feel like you guys are meant to be together, forget what everybody got to say. This is your life. You know what I mean? And I say reach out to that person. If it's not to a point where, you know, it's abuse, it's cheating, all of that, I would not advise you to go back to. But if this is something that was probably just a misunderstanding that got blown way out of proportion, definitely consult God, pray a lot, And you know, if it's meant to be, it will be. I had to do a lot of soul searching for myself before I got back with y'all. I had to figure out if this is something that I really wanted. I occupied my time with men. I was on a whole lot of online dating sites. I went on so many dates. It made no sense. But it was like at the end of every date, I was like, wow, I miss child. And I would literally call him after every date, and he would ask me how it went or whatever like that. And I just felt so connected to child. So, but our situation, again, we didn't have any abuse or anything like that. So it was something that we could definitely work on. So if you feel like in your heart of hearts this is something that can be corrected, go for yours. If not, stay busy, focus on yourself. Next question. Belle says, how do I become more confident? Girl, let me tell you, do not let any opinion affect your self-esteem. It is self-esteem for a reason. It's about how you feel about yourself. Now, I really don't know what scale, like I don't know, how unconfident you are, but I will say appreciate yourself in all your glory. Everything about you, you are unique. God made you exactly how he wanted you to be. Any imperfections or flaws that other people point out, and then it makes you look at yourself in a different way, do not. That's the worst thing you can do, is listen to what anybody else has to say and then you start looking at yourself differently. My advice to you would be to really appreciate everything about you, because I guarantee you, is somebody out there that loves everything. Everything you don't love about yourself, somebody would kill for. You know what I mean? So definitely applaud yourself. Anything you do, say I did that. I don't care how small it may look to another person. Any accomplishment is just that. It's an accomplishment. So definitely, I feel like once you start recognizing how far you've came in life, regardless of where you want it to be, just how far you are, that's enough to boost anybody's confidence. That's enough to boost my confidence. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm a lot better than what I could be doing. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like that builds confidence. Do what you love. Definitely don't listen to anybody's advice unless you absolutely need it, in terms of like, what are you doing in life and all of that. Listen to your heart, because anybody could tell you, work this job, you should do this, but if it's not something that you want to do deep down in your soul, you are going to be so unhappy and miserable. And I know I feel like I'm jumping off a topic, but somehow this all correlates. I just feel like you have to be the best you can be. And definitely don't let anybody else's negative opinion, affect the way you view yourself when you look in the mirror, because at the end of the day, you are a beautiful soul. You're beautiful inside and out. So continue to appreciate yourself. You did that. Anything you do, whether it's getting a new job, getting accepted somewhere, and like into a school or something, I don't know how old you are, but anything that you feel like is a step ahead, you applaud yourself. And I feel like with time, your confidence will definitely build. Ignore the haters. We all got them. Just ignore them. I'm telling you, they're there. Honestly, I feel like the haters, they completely lose sight of what their job is, because to me, I look at a hater as a motivator. I know it sounds so cliche and corny, but I do. If you hating on something, I'm obviously doing it right. So let me just continue doing what I gotta do. That's my advice to you. Next question. So this is from Lick My Lips with 4 S's. She's so sweet, by the way. Okay, so the first question is, what would be your advice for a woman who's always dated inside of her race, who wants to try something new but isn't ready to be judged? Y'all know I know this way just a little too well. This kind of goes back to every single answer I've gave thus far. Do what you want to do. Definitely do what you want to do. I feel like me being in an interracial relationship, it wasn't to anybody else's discretion. This is a person at the end of the day. Our cultures are different, the way we look is different, but we are human. We are of one race. And if this person can make me happy and I can do the same in return, why not? I feel like that's a no-brainer. Sometimes, especially right now, because tensions are so high with all these racial situations, and I could see how it could be a little intimidating, but from someone that's in an interracial relationship, I would say, again, do what makes you happy. Don't be in fear of judgment. You're going to get judged regardless. You could be with someone that is of your race, and if they don't look a certain way, if they don't dress a certain way, if they don't have a certain type of job, you know, if they were from a different community, you know, you'll be judged on that. So I feel like someone always has something to say. Go for yours. Go for yours. If you're interested in it, see what it's about. You know what I mean? I feel like you will never know true happiness if you don't go after what makes you happy. And it's okay to experiment. You know, it's all right. I feel like if we could experiment with different foods, we should be able to experiment with different cultures. You know, and it's actually interesting to learn about something different. You do the same, you learn about your culture. Girl, go for yours. Don't be afraid of being judged. You're going to be judged regardless, and it's sad to say, but that's just the world we live in. People are going to just judge you based off of anything. You could feel like you're doing everything by the book, but somebody's going to find something to say. So it's like, do I live in fear of what they have to say and not be my true self, or I go after mine regardless of what people say, since they're going to talk anyway? That's how you got to look at the situation, and that would be my advice to you. Go after yours. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I would hate myself so much if I lived my life based on what other people thought I should be or shouldn't be doing. I would be so unhappy. So I would definitely say, do whatever makes you happy. And if being in an interracial relationship is something that you want to test, do you. Do you. And then, you know, if it doesn't work out, then you all can always go home. But definitely do you. The second question is, have you ever indulged or wanted to try a threesome? If so, would it be another man or woman? Ooh, that was you see the dynamic at all? That question came right after. It's from the same person, but it came right after. I appreciate you, girl. Okay, so oh my God, I don't even know how to answer this. Geez, I think we all had those fantasies where we wanted to do something like that. I'm a freak, okay? Mom, Dad, if you watching, this is the time you turn this video off. Okay, turned it off? All right, cool. So, I'm a freak, okay? So, I definitely toyed with the idea in my head. Would I ever have the balls to do a threesome? No. And the reason why is because I'm a selfish lover, okay? That's another thing, like, it's so crazy because I could not do a threesome with somebody I love. But then again, on the flip, I would only do a threesome with somebody I love because that's the only person that would be, you know, that would earn that privilege. So it's definitely a catch-22 when I think about it. Me and Child, we've talked about it before, but we only talked about it in theory. Like, we've never said, this is what we gonna do, you know, for my birthday, I want this. Like, we've never went that far. I would have to say, if we were to do that, if I would actually have the goal to do that, this would have to be somebody that is completely uncivilized. And by uncivilized, I don't mean ignorant. I mean, like, does not have any type of social media accounts. I don't even want this girl to have a cell phone. I don't want her to know anyone. I definitely do not want her to know who my boyfriend is. I feel like if we were to go that far, this would have to be the first time we've all seen each other and met each other, which is kind of crazy because I don't want to sleep with a stranger. But I don't need nobody to have connection or communication, like, directly. Like, if we bring another woman in the room, and that's probably the only threesome I would have, to answer your second question. I don't think Child ain't having it. I don't even know why I said I don't think Child, he ain't having another man come in this room. The thought would have him try to choke me out, and I don't got time for that. So it would have to be a woman. But yeah, she cannot be like, she can't be reachable. She definitely can't be reachable. I've always had the fear that, like, if we were to do something like that and he liked it, I may feel some type of way. And that's another thing. In the moment, like, no. And I've said this to Child several times. If we were to ever have a threesome, she's doing nothing to you. If anything, you could watch us, but she's not doing anything to you. I refuse to watch another woman suck my man dick. That's not happening. It ain't happening. So, because I feel like in the moment I'd probably be with it, especially if I got Hennessy in my system, I would be with it. But if I see it, we're gonna be fighting. We're gonna end up fighting. And who got time for that? So I don't think I would actually ever go through with it, but it's fun to think about it, and it's definitely fun to talk about it. So, but I probably would never do it. So next question is, What is your take on people walking away from a relationship with no explanation? This one is from, I just took a screenshot of the question, so I can't see a name. I'm sorry, boo. I don't know who this is, but what is your take on people walking away from a relationship with no explanation? It's rude. It's rude. Now, I feel like no explanation is an explanation. Obviously that person isn't happy, but what will kill me is that you're not pointing out why I'm making you so unhappy. You know what I mean? I feel like at the very least, give that person the decency and the consideration to say, this is why I'm walking away. So that way, if it is something internal, maybe they could work on that in their future relationships. You know what I mean? Give them that at the very least. But if a person walks away from a relationship with no explanation, that person clearly does not respect the type of person you are, does not truly love you, because you have to really be evil to leave somebody in the dust. You know what I mean? To leave somebody on the edge of a cliff and not tell them why. So for me, I have no respect for that. Now, I've said to Child so many times, Child, you ever feel like cheating on me? Do not do it. All you got to do is call me and say, hey babe, I'm done with this relationship, and hang up. I don't need no explanation. Now the only reason why I encourage that, which I hope it never ever happens in life, but the only reason why I encourage that was because I already know what's up. You know what I mean? Like, I know if I ever get that call, I'm getting real mad thinking about it, but if I ever get that call, I know that he just want to cheat on me. And you know, he has the respect and the decency to break up with me without an explanation, even though I know, you know, we know, to do it while we're in a relationship. I feel like that's going to cause so much more heartache. I'd rather be lost in a sauce than find out you cheating on me and like coming home to me every night. No, because then that's a murder charge, and I really truly, I don't got the time for that. And I want to have kids one day, and you know, my goal in life is not to be in a 4x4 cell. I'm just being honest. I don't even know if cells is 4x4, but it just sounds like it fit right. But yeah, no explanation is no respect. He does not respect you. I don't know if this happened to you, but yeah, I can't have respect for somebody like that. And I probably would stalk you for an answer until the day. I would never feel closure, ever. I would feel like, what did I do that was so bad? You couldn't even tell me why you had to break up with me. So yeah, I probably wouldn't respect that. Okay, so the next question is, what is your favorite food? And if you could alter anything about your self-life, what would it be? I don't have a favorite food. I'm a cook, so I don't have a favorite food. I would say I like Italian food. That's probably, like, I don't have a specific dish, but Italian food is hands down my favorite. Pizza, pasta, anything with cheese, sauce, and starch is all right with me, and that's usually all I cook. So that's probably my favorite food. Now, if I can alter anything about myself, it would have to be my weight. And I know I just went on and on about confidence, but you asked. I would definitely alter my weight, and not the weight that I have now, but I would alter the speed in which I accrue this weight. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sick of eating or watching, better yet, I'm sick of watching Child eat and then I get the pounds. I don't understand it. I could be eating nothing. I could be sipping water, and if he's eating, you know, 5 cheeseburgers, two fries, and 3 shakes, I will literally gain all the weight he's putting in his system. I don't understand it, and I can't lose it. And another thing, since we on a topic, definitely hair. Okay, I'm a very hairy individual, and I know that's a disgusting visual, but I'm very hairy. I would definitely alter that about myself. Especially the rate in which the hairs on all parts of my body aside from my head grow. I mean, my hair grows so fast, I can shave my arms tonight, and by noon tomorrow, I'm already furry. Like, I don't understand it. So I would definitely alter that. I don't know if that's a chemical imbalance. I pluck these hairs right here on my chin nearly every night, and they grow back every morning. I'm at work like, what the hell? I feel fuzz. So I would definitely alter that about myself. Another thing is my attitude. I don't have a nasty attitude. I'm very slow to anger, but when I am angry and you get me to that point, I will give you the silent treatment. I'm talking dead silent treatment for as long as I could possibly hold out. Child hates it, and I hate it too. I hate that I'm like that, but I'm a Cancer, so I can't help it. Like, I'll get so emotionally upset that I can't even like form a sentence, and I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have any conversation with you. So I would definitely alter that about myself. I don't know if you meant more of a physical thing, but you know, I would definitely alter that about myself. I'm not gonna do all the questions because this video is getting kind of lengthy. Maybe I'll do like a part 2. I'll do one last question. Oh, that's a long one. Okay. Do you feel you get more backlash simply because your partner isn't of the same race, or the fact that he's Asian? I really don't get backlash. I mean, not until we started on YouTube. This is the most hate I've ever seen. And it's only from, you know, a select few. It's not from everybody. The love definitely outweighs the hate on YouTube, but we do get it. And I think it is because we're interracial. I don't think it has anything to do with him being Asian specifically, but it is because we're interracial. And it's mostly from black men that hate it. And I don't understand, because those be the same men that date outside their race, but okay, whatever. I think it's because we are interracial. It is what it is. I hate that, you know, people see color. I really do. And I wish that they could just, you know, my thing is, if you don't like it, don't say anything. It costs you nothing to not say anything. And I feel like people put so much energy into telling someone how much they hate it, that it's like, wow, you're really unhappy. Like, you are truly unhappy. For you to hate, you know, love, and to see a bond and chemistry, for you to hate that just because we look different is amazing to me. It's kind of like beyond like thought. I don't understand how someone can go around hating two people that just love each other. And whether that's interracial, whether it's that same sex, whatever the case is, how could you hate? If anything, if I'm stabbing him or he's beating me, then hate that. You know what I mean? But just the mere fact that we are, you know, interracial and you can't stand it, and I'm all types of whores and bitches and sluts because I'm dating outside my race, is just beyond me. I just can't. I'm gonna do one last question. Would you ever consider doing reality TV? I would love it. I actually tried to apply for reality TV. I tried to do Bad Girls Club. This was years ago. I think when I first turned 21, I tried to do Bad Girls Club. I actually made it all the way to the auditions in New York City, but I guess I wasn't bad enough for them, whatever, so I didn't get chosen. But I would love to do reality TV. And now this is just about Chow and I, the daily life of, you know, MissSheleathaMaxine and Chow. Sure, absolutely. But if I have to constantly be put in a room with other women that just want to fight and argue and call each other bitches all day, I'm gonna pass on it. I just feel like I got too much going on emotionally for me to be in constant situations where I gotta defend myself. I can't do it. I am not emotionally stable to do something like that. But if this is something like following me and Child around, whatever, or my boring life, following me around all day in my day job, for those of you that don't know, I'm a mail carrier, you're literally going to be following me up and down steps. That's fine with me. I wouldn't mind doing reality TV. But me, again, I would like to work behind the scenes. I'm a makeup artist, so if I can work behind the scenes on reality TV, I'm your girl. So that sums up all the questions and everything for tonight's segment of Rollers and Real Talk. If you guys want to ask me some questions or need some advice or just have my opinion about something, definitely email me or leave it in the comments, and I'll take a screenshot and I'll answer it in the next episode of Rollers and Real Talk. Let's make this a hashtag. I feel like this will go nice as a hashtag. This is ratchet, real ratchet, but you know, it's cute. I like it. Kind of, you know what? It reminds me of Tammy Roman's Bonnet Chronicles, except she tell you how it is, just in general. Me, I'm speaking more on a specific, direct level. So shout out to Tammy Roman, that's my girl. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Rollers and Real Talk. I would love to answer some more questions or offer some more advice, and I hope this kept you entertained. I have literally, before I go, I literally have so many different topics that I want to discuss, and you know, in future videos and everything. So I don't want you guys to think that I've not been over here thinking about my channel, because I have. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but I literally, so these are all videos, and I'm still not even done. So these are all videos that I have in mind and that I cannot wait to make into a video and you guys see it and all that good stuff. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And give me some ideas for some more videos. Maybe I can add that to the roster. I'm going to definitely try to do a rollers and real talk segment maybe once a week. And depending on the response, maybe we'll do it twice a week. I don't know. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. As always, stay happy and love and life. Bye.